All right, good people of the internet. Got some seedlings I want to get started today. I was at Home Depot with my son yesterday and we picked up a bunch of flowers, and in that mix we got some seeds, these purple cone flowers, which he picked out. And then also I want to get some tomatoes started, these Veranda Red hybrids that we got from Burpee last year. I planted a few of these last year and ultimately wound up not seeing them all the way through. But they grow like little bushes. From what I remember last year, they basically grow up maybe like 18 inches tall. What does it say on here? Basically a square foot, and then they just start pumping out fruit, but they're designed for containers. So I want to give those a try and actually see if the fruit from those is any good. But I've got these little cups, these little seedling cups that have lids on them. And I've got this potting soil, which is really nice. It's like a super shredded, it's just perlite, peat moss, some worm castings, and then some other. I'm just doing a quick video, buddy. Yeah, so this is a really gentle mix designed for seedlings. So what I like to do for these, I want to make sure that the soil is moist enough. So I've got 10 cups. Two. Oh, it'd be awesome if they got big. My 4-year-old's talking to me. All right, so 10 cups of this, and this soil is, it's not really dry. It's not wet, but it's not dry. So I'm not going to pump a ton of moisture into it, but I'll give it a spritz. And one downside to these little cups is that they are pretty thin, so they don't make the best scoopers. But either case, we're going to do 6 of the flowers and 4 of the tomatoes. And I'm going to put them up at the tops of some windows in my living room, which gets sun late morning through the afternoon. But it gives them a place to kind of get out of the way, so I'm not peeking at them all the time. But I'll get them. I lost track of how many scoops I had in here. Maybe do 2 more. I'm not getting full scoops. But we'll get the soil moist enough to where we'll put these covers on them, and it can be a nice, I guess, moderately humid environment. So the seedlings are don't dry out right when they pop. But I like to use this little sprayer. I've been gonna throw this out about 1,000,000 times. It's got a good crack in the handle, the top cracked off, but it does a pretty good job. It's just 2,000 milliliters. I think it's it's kind of embarrassing. I should know the conversion. It's a 1/4 gallon, 1/2 gallon, but you get a nice little spritz of the spray. Tighten this up a little bit to get it a little more misty. There we go. That's kind of the Just get a touch of moisture in the soil. And I'll fill these cups up real quick. Want that soil nice and loose. Nice and loose so the seedlings have an easy time getting their roots through there. But the tomatoes I will put into the self-watering buckets, or the bottom watering buckets that I used last year for sunflowers. I think those are pretty fantastic. I know those bucket inserts weren't super cheap, but I would definitely pick up more of them. Around Christmas time I was looking for them and they were sold out. But I will probably pick up another pack of those at some point. I know I can make them myself, but I do really like those buckets. All right, so we'll finish getting these filled up. That is 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Six. 7. I know this time of year it's easy to kind of get a little carried away. I think it's March 14th, and I think we're supposed to be here in southeastern Pennsylvania in the mid-70s today. So the garden bug is definitely, it's definitely biting. But I know in the past I've, that's number 10, so I do have enough soil. I just want to get seeds in the ground. You start planting stuff that you ultimately don't need, but my focus this year is to really do flowers and build out my garden soil. All right. And then I'll take a little extra and sprinkle it over the top, but so, what did I say? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm going to pull these 4 out. We'll do 6 of the coneflowers. And these ones said that they need a 24-inch pot. So I will probably drop, yeah. That clears up, yeah. So I'll probably drop 2 of these seeds in each one. 1, 2. 3. I got enough in here. I'll drop 3 in so that way I have a little bit of a choice to thin them out. cool. And I use, there's a million different products out there. I just happened to get some samples of this and I've been using it. This Recharge, it's a microbial inoculum. It's basically microbes and some seaweed and or kelp. But for the seedlings, I just kind of sprinkle it over. That way when I give them a little bit of water in, the roots pop in these, they're exposed to it. I've never planted flowers from seed before, so we shall see how this goes. And then I'll, rather than force them down, I'll just drop a little bit of soil. And then I'll smooth it out. Boop, a little smooth out. I can still see that. I probably normally would have just poked holes in and dropped them in the holes, but since I have a little extra soil, this will work just fine. Always reminding myself less is more. These seeds wanna grow, so just got to set them up so they can do their thing. All right, and then I will just spritz just don't need to flood it. All right, and then I will drop these caps on. I had, maybe 2 years ago, I picked up maybe like 100 of these things, and I'm finally down to the end of them, so we shall see what I restock them with. But these will be the coneflowers, the purple coneflowers. I'll set those on the ground. And then the Veranda Red hybrid tomatoes. I'll drop 2 of these seeds in each one if I have enough. Yeah, it looks like I do. Come on. You can see those. These are tiny little tomato seeds. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1. Don't want them right next to each other. 2 more. You got 3 left there, so wait, 1, 2. Cool. All right, and I'll do the same thing. I always worry with these tomato varieties that, they're bred for specific things. Like this one's bred for kind of growing small, that the fruit is going to somehow not be that great, but hopefully. Last year I grew them in the buckets over the winter time, and I waited too long to put the water in the bucket to get the water to the bottom, and the roots just basically wound up growing all the top, so they wound up super top heavy, and the roots did not go down. I also had an issue with some mold, so that's why, if I remember right, that's why they got canned. All right, let's a little dusting of soil on here. I think of all the seeds that I think I did 4 of these last year, and then wound up doing 2 buckets, so 4 down to 2. And I think all the seeds I put in popped last year. So see if these are still as vibrant this year as they were last. I have some cherry tomatoes that I'll probably start planting in a couple weeks. Those ones I did have success with and were very good last year. That is until the powdery mildew came through. All right, get these watered in. And I will set these up in the windows. And try to leave them alone for, today is Thursday, so I'll probably check on them on Monday. Just kind of give them time to do whatever they're going to do. But anyway, so these 4 are my tomatoes, and then these 6 are my flowers. And as you can see, the humidity is already kind of kicking up in these domes, which is exactly what I want to see. But I will take these in and get them up in the windowsill. I'll probably overlay just a video of that so we can kind of see where they're going. But that is seedlings for the Veranda Reds and for the purple coneflower flowers. So we'll see how these ones go. Hopefully these pop and they turn into vibrant plants that we could put into permanent homes for the season. Anyways, that's what's going on. Peace.